Nice job. High four.
One shot, one kill. Ronnie did.
Now introducing your Butthole Podcast, Scott, the Great Brandino, Gage's Rage, and Star Lamar.
What's up, girl?
I love the butthole.
Well, who doesn't love the butthole, right, Gage?
Exactly. You can't go wrong loving on some butthole. We are you live, and we are bringing you the NFL schedule release here.
Yeah, it officially drops here in the next 13 minutes, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. But at the moment, there's been quite, Gage, are you getting drunk? That's the question of our super fan, Alex.
No. Super fan Alex, I am not drunk. I wish I was. My eye would feel a lot better, I bet.
He's got the aviators on. He has been putting his finger in his eye the entire night, which is why his eye is sore.
Yeah, if I'm wiping away tears, it's just maybe pink
eye. The Vikings schedule that leaked out, was it last night? I think it was.
The entire schedule?
It looks like the entire schedule, yeah. And the Bears is leaked out a couple hours ago. Obviously, we won't know if any of these are official or true until the NFL actually announces it here in a little bit. Unfortunately, Alex, it looks like the Vikings play the Chargers in Week 10. Week 5, we're playing Detroit. So
I've got the eyes locked on October 10th. Don't worry, Alex.
But, yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a bummer that they leak everything like this. Obviously, it's kind of a big deal for the NFL. We roll over from the draft, which was huge, and then we roll right into the schedule release. So it's kind of it's a big day for them, you know?
I would absolutely say so. And I don't know if I necessarily will believe any of these schedules that are leaked early until we do see the full thing here in about 10 minutes.
Because I agree.
Everyone wants to be that shock factor, get out there, be the first one to do it. But what matters most is accuracy in my world.
If you ain't first, you're last. You put that on the board.
So, I mean, are these the big guys? Are we talking about like Rappaport and some of the other really large, notable blue checkmark type of guys that are posting this stuff? Or is it like beat writers and stuff?
PFF dropped the Bears schedule a couple hours ago. So they're a big one. And then I know Week 1 was dropped last night as well, which had a lot of the matchups. And we could kind of run through a few of those here. But that was either liked or retweeted or posted by Adam Schefter. So obviously that's a big name guy, right?
Yeah, Schefter's pretty big.
So according to the leak, and like we've mentioned, it's probably I bet you it's accurate. You know, for the most part, there might be a few tweaks and changes here and there. But I bet you for the most part, we're probably pretty close with it. So as of right now, we have kickoff Thursday night, Dallas Cowboys at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know if I like that one that much. To me, it would have made more sense. And I don't know if the Bucs play the Chiefs at all, but that would have been a fun one.
Yeah, you always usually see that Super Bowl matchup as the first game of the year.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the schedule is kind of made quite a bit in advance, so it's not like they're making it after the Super Bowl. I think they have a lot of the teams and divisions and everybody they're going to be playing already set up, scheduled. They just don't have the dates and times.
Yes, exactly. So like we were talking a little bit before, there's generally a pretty good scheme of how it's done where they'll have, you know, the divisions playing the entire division within each other. And then let's not forget we do have these 6 divisional games each year, home and away. So, yeah, Patty Mahomes probably made a little special call behind the scenes and got that first game taken off like the tradition we're used to.
Please, no, I've been a good boy. Don't do that.
But if you just take out the 6 divisional games, and it is a little goofed up, like we were saying, they're adding the 17th game this year.
Yeah.
So, generally, before you'd have 4 games with a whole another division, and that division would play your entire division. And then there was something about the where you fell in the ranking. You know, if you were third, you would play like a third ranked team from another division. And they do like to mix up the AFC and NFC teams a fair amount. So it'll be interesting to see what the actual what the actual schedule looks like with that extra 17th game.
Yeah, I do believe that they set it up so you do play that fourth ranked team if you end up fourth, which is a main reason. Obviously, you still have to play your division. You know, so if you're a bad team, you still have to go through play your division. But at least you have a better chance at improving because you're playing all, you know, in theory, bad teams as well. If you're fourth place, you're playing, you know, in these other divisions, you're playing fourth place teams. So the Jets are going to have a better possibility of beating the Lions than they are the Packers. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yep.
Unless Green Bay decides to trade Aaron Rodgers or he retires and they start Jordan Love, then the Jets have a better chance of beating the Packers than they do the Lions, led by he's been to the Super Bowl more recently than Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff.
So Aaron Rodgers was rumored to be going to Denver.
That's a personal problem, Alex. If you are leaking for more than 4 hours, you do want to call your doctor.
Go check that out for sure. And only when I'm there. But what we do want to know is where is Denver playing week 1 versus Green Bay? Are they facing each other?
They are not facing each other, no. Green Bay plays 3:25, the second round of games against the Saints. Saints are at home.
Okay. So that could be a snooze fest without Drew Brees fueling the good matchups, you know?
That would have been a good matchup 2-3 years ago, right? Aaron Rodgers, Drew Brees battling it out, you know, two top teams in the NFC. Now with Jordan Love and a mixture of Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill battling it out.
Yeah, that one's going to miss. How about Denver? Where are they going week 1?
They are playing in the afternoon slot as well. They're going to be playing at New York, the Giants.
All right, so you're going to hear it here first. Aaron Rodgers will debut Sunday afternoon. We don't know which team, though. Who's playing for it?
Okay, that's fair. I'll put my money on retirement.
Oh, you think he would just hang him up over traded?
Maybe he's going to sit out, hold out for a better contract.
That'd be a bold strategy.
It is a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pans out for him. So far, they're not drafting first-round wide receivers, so it's not panning out well. They're reaching on cornerbacks.
We do know that they do have a pretty good vacant spot in Jeopardy, I think was the game he hosted for a little bit. The late Alex Trebek lost his fight to cancer, but Rodgers was getting a pretty decent paycheck from that one. I think if he wanted to hold out, he would definitely have an opportunity to make some good money on the side.
Oh, yeah. I think Trebek was making $18 a year. Now, Rodgers won't get that because Trebek was a legend, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I still watch the collection episodes on Netflix. I'll turn those on every now and again, and I'll get like 3 out of the 5 sports questions.
Okay. That's not amazing. You probably would lose more in the negative guesses than you would have made there. But it is a tough game, and Rodgers is supposed to be a pretty smart guy, right?
Allegedly, yeah.
Apparently. Apparently.
Some other notable matchups here, week 1. I think a lot of it's starting to leak. We got Alex letting us know to look at the Buccaneers on the 3rd. We're going to have to take a peek at that. I haven't seen it quite yet. But
right.
week 1, Trevor Lawrence is likely going to get his first W facing the Texans. So Deshaun Watson's still up in the air whether or not he's going to play. That'll be kind of a fun one to see. We already mentioned Green Bay playing the Saints. But then another one, a former playoff matchup, one where a lot of people say that one team got screwed by a bad call, would be Cleveland.
Oh,
Kansas City week 1. That's going to be a fun one to watch.
okay. So it looks like at 6:45, the teams went ahead and announced their schedules on Twitter. So Twitter is going to be the hotspot to find this stuff, you're saying?
Yeah, we're going to have to pull that up and look. Another week 1, we have another playoff game, the Bears versus the Rams. Or did they play week 1 or in the playoffs? I don't remember. Maybe they played the Saints. I guess I can't recall. So we got that one. So Justin Fields could start out. I doubt they start him week 1. The reunion, the Jets versus the Panthers. That's another week 1 matchup. So Sam Darnold facing his former team. Zach Wilson getting the start. So we're going to see which high drafted quarterback is going to be playing better at the start. Other than that, yeah, Patriots and Dolphins matchup. And then what I'm bummed about, and I don't know how you feel about it, but Monday Night Football, week 1, there's typically 2 games.
Oh, yeah, there always has been.
There's only 1 this year.
How does that make sense?
I mean, I don't know. I would prefer to have 2 games. It's the Ravens versus the Raiders, the 2 R's facing it off against each other. I don't know. I don't like that matchup all that much. And personally, I enjoy watching 2 Monday night games. I would prefer to get rid of Thursday night and watch 2 Monday night games. I think that'd be a hell of a lot more fun.
Absolutely agree with you. There's something about having football on all day, when you have Sunday afternoon, noon, and then the night game. But then also that Monday, like you're saying, you have a game at 6 o'clock Eastern time, 5 o'clock when you get home from work in the Central. And then it goes right into another game at 8. It's amazing. You have football all night.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, I would much prefer that during the season again than like Thursday night's all right, but you're also, when you're thinking fantasy implications, it's a lot different because you're looking at these Thursday night games and you have to make decisions based on maybe an injury that's could possibly play itself out by Sunday, but you don't know. So now you're starting, I don't know, Drew Lock on a Thursday night game when you could be starting Josh Allen, who's a little banged up come Sunday. I prefer Monday night games.
And now that Monday night game with the Raiders will be the debut of Vegas's new stadium, correct?
I believe it is, yeah, because it is in Oakland, and that's going to be pretty sweet.
Vegas. It is in Las Vegas.
No, they played it in Vegas last year, didn't they?
I don't think so.
They've been the Vegas Raiders for a year. I don't think they'd be playing called Vegas Raiders without playing in Vegas.
But isn't the new stadium just got built? It's a brand new debut.
I'd have to look that up. I'm not 100% sure.
Son of a gun.
All right. So NFL did confirm the week 1 matchups. So that was legit. They confirmed it, pinned it 10 hours ago. So that leak was official by the NFL.
Oh, here we go. So Vegas had their new stadium last year, but the first-time fans will be allowed. Gotcha. Thanks, Tyler Fleming on Facebook. Great input through the comment section.
All right, so teams do have it. NFL has kind of retweeted just about everything here. Kind of go through the Niners. One thing that's kind of interesting to me is I thought with adding that 17th week that they were going to have 2 bye weeks in there.
Yeah, so they would get a 17th game for an extra bye week is what they were trying to argue for, right?
Yep. So now I don't know if that comes. It might be preseason because looking at the Niners schedule, they have preseason week 1 and week 3 is what I see on here. These are the home game tickets you can get at. So I don't see that second bye week in here.
Yep. Yeah. And same, I just looked up the Buccaneers schedule and they are the exact same. Not much for an extra bye week. It looks like it'll just be that 18 weeks with one bye.
Hopefully they move those bye weeks back a little bit. So you're getting them, week 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's not a matter of, getting a bye week 4. Like I think the Vikings got a really early one last year too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Was the rest of the season. And if you get banged up, you have no chance to get healthy. The Chiefs and the Ravens kick off week 2. So that'll be another fun one, another potential playoff match there. The Ravens play the Colts, the Chargers, and then the Vikings week 9, which I'm excited about.
Oh, that's going to be awesome.
And I think, how do they determine home and away? Okay, so there's home. Yep. So they do play us at home, unfortunately.
The Chargers will be at home?
Yeah.
Okay.
They have kind of a brutal stretch down the end of the season there, though. They play, what is that, 5 divisional matchups in the last, from week 12 to week 18, it goes Browns, Steelers, Browns, and then they play the Packers, the Bengals, Rams, Steelers. So they play 5 division games in the last 6 weeks of the season.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
That's
I
going to be
bet
a tough stretch.
there'll be a lot of football like that. A lot of division games to end the season. It just gives you the juiciest setup, you know?
And they're pretty lucky that they get the Steelers towards the end because they're going to be all gassed out like they were last year. So better chance at getting an opportunity to win those.
Oh, man.
Ravens. I'm pulling up the Rams here. Obviously, we're just kind of pulling these up as we go, so we're kind of learning at the same time you guys are. The Rams, do they play the Lions this year? They do play the Lions, so that's going to be a fun one. Watching Stafford go back and play his old team.
And when do they play on October 24th?
Yep.
So week 6?
Week 7.
Oh, yes. Yep. I can't count.
Week 7, and I believe they are home for that one as well.
Wow.
So that's, yeah. So we'll play a home game against his former team. Other than that, there's nothing really catching my eye when it comes to the Rams schedule here. Obviously, they're going to be playing the Seahawks a couple times, but their divisional matchups, they got 4 of the last 5 games divisional, and the Vikings sprinkled in there in between. Vikings play day after Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
6. So they play the Cardinals, Seahawks, Vikings. Oh, they play the Ravens. Sorry, I thought that was the Hawks again. And then the Niners. So they got a brutal, tough schedule there at the end as well.
So how about sticking in our division? The Bears have also got a pretty decent bye in week 10. But starting off the season going to LA, Bengals, Browns. They don't have a loaded divisional matchup at the end of the season like I thought.
The Bears don't?
Yep, 3 out of the last 5. We have our last 2 games, week 15 and week 18 are against our Vikings. But only the Bears at the end of the year too with them.
The Lions are kind of in the same boat here. November 25th, they play the Bears. The Vikings are the next week, and then they wait all the way until January 9th when they play the Packers at the end of the season.
Okay.
So theirs is spread out pretty good. They play in the first 5 weeks, they play all 3 divisional opponents for the first time.
Wow.
So, yeah, again, the Lions, I mean, you're really looking at that matchup with the Rams. That's kind of the big thing. Goff is going to get his chance against his former team. Nobody really thinks it's going to go as well as it's going to be for Stafford, but it's still what's the right word for it? Not rivalry, but it's a revenge game. It's still a revenge game for him. But other than that, I mean, you're going to see Darius Slay play his former team with the Lions again. They play the Eagles on the 31st, Halloween game. But other than that, there's really not that much on the Lions schedule that interests me as well.
And peeking at the Packers schedule, they do have a matchup with the Steelers pretty early in week 4. That could be a pretty sweet one. And they do take on the Kansas City Chiefs in week 9 here, it says, right after their bye week. So that could be a really good matchup if A-Rod is still there. But again, not a lot of divisional games at the end of the season that pack those fireworks, you know?
No, not really at all. I'm going to see if I can get some of this pulled up on the computer so you guys can have a visual as we're going through it.
So one thing, I am going to be down in Vegas on October 10th. And we were talking about possibly going to a Vegas game if they were home, or we'd be driving out to maybe LA. Oh, look who it is.
What's up,
He
fucker?
showed up. It's the Star Lamar.
The Flash.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Are you there?
I had to jump through loops to get it to work.
We're glad you made it, though.
Yeah. We'll see how long I can hold my phone like this for.
I bet you've been holding your phone like that for quite a long time every
So
night.
I have a nice stomach, and I can just turn it sideways and prop it on that, and then I don't have
So
to
it
worry
works
about.
out.
Sometimes you got to use two hands, Brandy.
I've never had that problem.
Okay, so far I'm looking at a few different schedules here. The earliest bye I've seen is week 7.
Which I think is probably by design.
That's
So-
kind of pretty nice.
Here is Cleveland's schedule. Like we mentioned, kicking it off with the Chiefs week 1, which will be a good one. Is there anything that piques your interest here, Star? Anything that you're looking at like that's going to be a fun revenge game or a good matchup?
I feel like the Browns division games are going to all be fun this year. Where in the past it was kind of like that was their bye week. Now you got Browns Steelers and Browns Ravens twice a year. Those are going to be some fun games now.
And if Joe Burrow comes back somewhat healthy, that's going to be an interesting matchup too. He's no slouch.
Not at all.
And Jamar Chase is going to be playing. They have a pretty good offensive core there if they can get a decent defense together.
Yeah, is that the Cardinals there? I see on the schedule.
Yeah, Cardinals, it looks like week 6 they play them. So Kyler Murray, the 2 OU quarterbacks going at it.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Both Heisman winners, right?
Yeah, back to back. Heisman first.
So that's kind of a fun matchup there. But the big thing is, I don't think the Browns really lost anybody that big this year, did they? They didn't lose much in free agency.
No. They got better.
Yeah. And did they gain anything that's – I mean, they got Clowney. I know they got John Johnson, the safety there. And they drafted Greg Newsome, but
they're going to be solid.
No, that season after their bye is going to be pretty epic, I think.
Yeah, Sheldon Richardson, I do think left as well. I'm more just looking at it like who'd they lose and where'd they go. So just basing that off of who they're going to be playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think there's much revenge games for them.
Philly. I'll pull Phillies up for you.
I was just curious. I peeked at Arizona's with AJ Green going there now. They don't have the Bengals on their schedule, so no revenge game for AJ Green.
Oh, the Eagles have a week 14 bye.
That's really late. Wow.
That is late.
You think teams like that?
They might, because if they're getting banged up, but I think if you're going to be competing, which I don't know if the Eagles necessarily will, but in the NFC East, you never really know. But getting a bye week early might keep your team, I don't know, kind of hedging your health a little bit. Anybody getting banged up at the beginning might be able to come back sooner.
Can you guys hear my foot massager going in the stream?
Well, that's what that was. I thought that was some other type of vibrator.
Do I need to turn this off?
No, we can.
No, you're good to go. Living in luxury in your butthole.
Yeah, and I'm doing this instead of watching the premiere of Siesta Keys, so you guys are welcome.
Siesta Keys, that's premiering tonight?
Yeah, followed by The Hill.
You guys, that concludes this live stream. Siesta Keys is on. We need to go. Have you, I don't know if, it's not an MTV show. It's called Summer House. Have you seen that?
No.
I think it's kind of similar to Are You the One without the competition to have to figure out whether they're a perfect match. So it's just a bunch of people in a house together. I don't really get it. I haven't really watched it.
Paradise?
Yeah, in a sense. That's kind of what I compared it to. Paige turns it on every now and again, but
yeah.
I just catch the tail end of it and hear oh, he's an asshole. Oh, she's a bitch.
I'll add it on my trashy TV list.
It's a long list.
Yeah, I love it.
The Eagles have kind of a brutal end of the season there too. Week 12, New York. Then they play the Jets, bye week, Washington, New York, Washington, Dallas. They play, what is that, the last 6 weeks? Last 6 games, they play 5 division opponents.
That could make or break the division right there.
Yeah, and they're playing the Cowboys at the end of the season. So if they throw that game, it's a good possibility that New York doesn't make the playoffs. Other than that, I wish they played the Colts. That'd have been a fun one to watch.
So
Yeah.
I do have an option with some of my friends. We're going to be going to a game. If you guys could choose to go to Arizona and watch the Cardinals face the Niners, or go to LA and watch the Chargers take on the Browns, which one would you take?
When?
It's in October 10th.
So
October.
what were the 2 teams again?
It was Arizona at home or the LA Chargers at home.
Yeah, but who are they playing?
Hosting the Browns. Arizona is hosting the Niners.
Oh, man. I mean, that division game would be fun because division games are just so different. Like, you never know what you're going to get when you go to that game.
Yeah.
But then again, you're a big Browns fan.
Yeah, Browns and then Justin Herbs. I would just love to see all that.
I'd say that game too, for the fact of seeing that new stadium. I bet you it's immaculate.
Great point.
And another thing is, if you ever choose to go to Vegas, you could always go down and watch a Cardinals-Niners game. You know what I mean? Like, you could pick a weekend when they're going to be playing because they play there every single year. Whereas you're only going to get most likely one opportunity to go see the Chargers and the Browns. I would choose Chargers-Browns.
That's
Once
right.
every 8 years.
Alex makes a great point.
Something like that.
And Baker, are you kidding me? 2 of the best, youngest quarterbacks in the league? Yeah, that's where my vote is too.
I have the Sunday night matchups up here. Let's take a peek at these. I think these ones are going to be more interesting than going through just the teams and their schedule because these are the big night games, right?
Oh, here we go. Week 5, we get some fireworks. I like that.
Chiefs and Bills. It's going to be a really good one.
AFC
Ravens too, week 2.
Are you kidding me? The Chiefs are on here 3 times? Sunday Night Football?
Yeah, they play the Raiders Sunday night, week 10.
What the heck?
Vikings made it twice.
Well, there's 2 losses.
That last one can get flexed, though. When do they start flexing? Like week 8?
Is it week 8? I thought it had to be like week 10 at least.
It might be later.
So what we'll see is once Love is playing really bad and the Packers are just horseshit, week 17, you're going to see the Vikings game get flexed to a noon game because nobody wants to watch the Vikings destroy Green Bay and Green Bay besides Vikings fans.
What is the Love you're talking about? We all know who's going to start for Green Bay next year.
Blake motherfucking Bortles. Let's go.
Oh, Alex makes a great point. Week 4, you have TB12 going back to the Patriots.
That's huge.
That is going to be awesome. Is that how it is set up then? The team on the right is the home team?
Yep. Correct.
Okay.
So we have 1 home, 1 away game.
Green Bay is also on there 3 times. I don't see the Broncos. Maybe the Broncos get flexed in after a little trade action.
Yeah, if they get Aaron Rodgers, they might. Seattle and Niners.
Most likely get flexed.
What was that?
Of the, let's just say week 10 and beyond, what game is the most likely to be unsubstantial and get flexed out of there?
I'm looking at that Niners-Seahawks game right away, sticking out like a sore thumb.
I could see that being a lot better than you think, though. Seattle is always pretty damn good. The Niners, they've had quarterback woes, and they've still stayed in games fairly decent. If Trey Lance or Jimmy G, either one can figure it out, I could see them being a decent team by week 13. I would almost have to probably say I'd either go the Saints and the Bucks, because I don't know if the Saints are going to be that good come that stage of the game. We don't know what Jameis Winston's going to do. That team looks a lot different than last year. And it's not the same Drew Brees, Tom Brady anymore. Or week 16. The NFC East is just it's a trash fest. I don't know if who knows what Dak is going to be able to do. Fitzmagic is so hot and cold. That might just be a bad game. Star?
I was leaning towards the Saints one. I think we may have seen the end of the Saints' dominance. But that Vikings-Packers one, I don't think the Packers are going to be competitive come December.
I love it.
Dark Age.
Grand game being their third Sunday night game. I think that's a really good point too. Which two cities is he talking about there, Dark Sage?
I'm not sure. Hopefully he lets us know in the comments here. Which one do you think is going to be the biggest snooze fest?
Bears, Packers.
You think so?
No. Looking again, I'm not the biggest Andrew Luck fan, so I'd have to go with Niners, Colts. That just seems very, very bland.
I'm going to say Titans, Rams.
You think?
You're not the biggest Andrew Luck fan?
No, did I say Luck? I meant Carson Wentz. Wentz.
Okay. You definitely said Luck.
I heard
Andrew
Carson
Luck. I like Carson Wentz too. My biggest snooze fest, it's honestly I'm kind of concerned about Tennessee, to be honest. I really don't know how they're going to do this year. They lost a couple key pieces. I don't feel like they really replaced them in the draft all that much. They lost, I think, two of their starting cornerbacks. Corey Davis is gone. They could be struggling come week 9. I think that game could be a lot worse than we think.
Even the Rams. Who knows what they're going to be putting up.
Let's see, is this NFL Net? So this is Thursday night's matchups here. I believe. Maybe not.
Maybe I should start drinking, Alex. Get my head straight. I think Dark Sage was messing with us. He's seems like he's talking about those two teams from those two cities. They play each other on that specific week. That does sound like a good matchup.
It's one I'm looking forward to. So this is the Thursday night matchups here. But I thought Dallas kicked off with Tampa Bay. Oh, this is week 2 and on. That makes sense. What do you guys think about the Thursday night games? What interests you here?
I see a lot more Jets than the Sunday night games.
I didn't see any Jets in Sunday night games.
No. Who else do we have on here? The Broncos weren't on the Sunday night at all. Bengals. I don't think Panthers were on a Sunday night game. Falcons. A lot more teams included in Thursday night football.
Week 5, Rams Hawks could be good. That could be a good one.
I can't read which week that is, but the Chargers versus the Chiefs towards the end of the year. Which week does that say it is, Brandon?
Oh, Star Lamar might have froze up here. We'll see. He said his shit's got issues. So I wonder if that means he's just got a tummy ache, maybe. We'll pull him out of there for now. What were you saying? Sorry.
What week does that say the Chiefs versus the Chargers?
That is week 15.
Week 15. And then the week before that, we have the Steelers at home on
Yep, we face the Steelers at home, the Vikings.
Minneapolis's turf. That'd be pretty wicked.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think the Jaguars and Bengals could be a lot more fun than we give it credit for. Two, younger teams that are on the bottom of the totem pole with two young rising quarterbacks, potential stars. I think that one could be quite a bit of fun.
Lawrence going at Joe Burrow. That will be pretty exciting. That's the future of the game right there.
Absolutely. Other than that, Seattle and the Rams could be a good one. The Chiefs and the Chargers is going to be fun. Obviously, us watching the Vikings is going to be a fun matchup no matter what. But none of the other ones really do all that much for me.
We do have the 28-3 Super Bowl matchup with the Falcons and Patriots again. A lot of people in that Super Bowl team, but
don't see that happening again. Patriots have to score 28 points.
Oh, and then we have the Browns and the Packers at the end of the year. That could be an exciting one if Rodgers is playing like he has in his past.
And that Colts and Cardinals game could have playoff implications at the end of the year too. Colts made the playoffs last year. Cardinals were really close to making it. That could definitely play a big role, big factor in that playoff race.
And that's week 18?
That's 16.
Oh, so week 18 it ends with the Niners in Tennessee.
So
I can't read, so
I'm a little confused here. It says, those are Saturday games. Sorry. Those are Christmas Day, actually. Those two.
Wicked. Those two?
Yeah, I didn't realize that right away. So yeah, that is Christmas Day.
Oh, okay. I can see it now. Really close. That's week. Okay, sweet.
You also look like you're trying to hide your identity from your camera when you get that close.
It's dark in here.
You're the cyber attackers that are hitting up that Colonial Pipeline.
Well, I better start being nicer this year, so then hopefully Santa brings me a nice Green Bay loss on Christmas Day.
You know why Santa's sack is so big, right?
No.
It only comes once a year.
You can rip up the Monday night schedule, see what's going on?
Yeah, I want to pull up the Vikings too before we finish things off because I want to see your win-loss record here.
Oh, I'll give the Vikings a straight. It's 17-0. You don't even have to pull it up, bud.
17? I think I'm going 20-0, bro. I don't see a loss on this schedule.
Oh. And it looks like Patrick Peterson was watching NFL Network looking for the schedule too.
Yeah, hey, Patty Pete, if you catch this video, let us know because we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Hey, if you guys are watching live, NFL Network just pulled it up, so I don't even have to squint at that thing.
Bengals Jacks going to be a banger. You're right, Star Lamar. Hey, and thanks for the invite, Alex. Okay. I was hosting at my house. The invite slowly slipping away.
You guys, we're going to have to meet Superfan Alex here soon.
I think so.
The Vikings schedule does look like it gets steadily harder. The Chargers, Rams, one at home, one away. That's going to be a little greasy.
Steadily harder. I think we call that the Gage's Rage. Starts out soft and then just slowly over time.
Gosh. But that ending.
We were college roommates once. I know more than I should.
I do like the steady mix, though. We have 2 away, 3 at home. Away, an early bye kind of sucks, but the end of the year, away, home, away, home, away, home. That's nice.
Yeah, it's not a brutal stretch at the end of like 3 away games, so it is sprinkled in pretty good. So Let's go through. Let's get our predictions. Cincinnati, I'm going to call it a W.
That's a dub.
All right, so it's 1-0. Arizona,
dub.
Seattle at home, which is rare. We don't ever see Seattle at home.
Dub.
I thought this schedule release was fake because they put Seattle in Minnesota actually playing, so I didn't think that was legit.
Now here's our first lump in the road. So are you checking off the checklist Scott had sent earlier today?
Oh,
or was that dead on the nuts? I kind of want to do that. I want to blast anyone who posted something early and got it wrong, because I hate people who try and jump on the train early and totally miss it. But I'll talk about this Cleveland matchup in week 4. I think that will be our first bump in the road. Does suck to lose one at home, but I think Cleveland's just got a really good team.
That is, it was all accurate. Home and away and the weeks played.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, Cleveland's going to be a tough one. It is at home, which I think would give us a chance. But yeah, I'm going to have to go ahead and be realistic on there and say it's a tie.
I would say 1 out of those first 4, I think we drop. Hopefully it's not one on the at home, because that home matchup is really nice, especially against NFC teams.
Yeah.
If
we're going to lose one of those two, which I think one of the two is probably realistic.
Yes.
I would split those. So whether it's Seattle or Cleveland, I think we win one, we lose one.
You're dead on there. But then we get back on the right train and absolutely stomp the Detroit Lions in our first divisional game of the year.
Yep. They're not getting back up to bite kneecaps after that bad beatdown.
Then we go on the road to Carolina. Again, I don't think they have the quarterback play to keep up with us. I think that's a pretty easy win for us as well.
I think our offense can outpower their offense, which I think is the big, that's going to be the battle. Our defense, I think, is going to be better this year. So I think our defense is better than theirs, but I do think our offense will be better than theirs too. We were like a top 5 offense last year. I don't really see that changing all that much.
Tyler thinks we might be sleeping on the Arizona Cardinals. But I think PP coming back home, it's gonna be a good one. He's gonna have a pick 6 in that game.
Yeah, it's the revenge game for Patty Pete. He's gonna win that one.
So rolling in the bye week, we're 5-1. We got a lot of time to prep for Dallas coming up north, and we get the home game after the bye. I think Zimmer might be one of the best coaches after the bye. He's got a really good record.
Yeah, if you're going to put money on a Vikings to win a game, it's going to be after the bye week.
Yep. So I think that's an easy dub as well. The
only issue with that one is it is prime time, and we do struggle.
Ooh. Yeah, that could be, but maybe it's a time for
it's still a dub.
JJ to come out and show what's up with the wide receiver phenomenon.
Agreed.
But these next 3 weeks are going to be – this is our test. If we can come out of here 2-1, I think that shows that we're going to be a playoff caliber team. If not, it's going to show that we're probably going to have to struggle and fight for every inch we get,
Yeah. Yeah, excuse me.
Going over to the East Coast and taking on Baltimore, and then the next week going all the way back to the West Coast to face the Chargers.
Yeah. It's a long way to travel. And I mean, the 3:00 game for us, it's technically this is Vikings time. So that's going to be 1:00 LA time. So it's actually like it's 1:00 our time, I should say. So I mean, in a sense, it might be a little bit better to travel over there because we're getting a little bit of that time discrepancy, but
yeah, you do games.
I guess it's almost like a noon game then, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty much like a noon game there. You do get the little bit of time traveling, like you were saying, when you're flying through all those time zones, but that's a lot of miles on the old boys.
Speaking of time traveling, I haven't seen the quantum physics podcast from you yet. I've been waiting on this time travel part 3 for like a year and a half now, Gage.
All right, we'll get back into the Butthole After Dark. We'll revisit it. That's definitely a good idea.
We reposted some older episodes today for this week because we did take a break this week. We'll be back at it next week with more new current content. But yeah, Gage gets his cheeks clapped by an alien. I was geeking on my way to work, dude.
Oh, did the time travel episode also get reposted?
I don't think so. The grandma special package was posted. It's the second one.
I did catch some of that one. That one was good.
And then I don't know what the one dropping tomorrow is. I didn't schedule them, so I'm in the dark. I'm learning these things just as real time, like you guys are when they're posted.
Yes. So those 3 games: Baltimore, LA, and then Green Bay at home. How do you think we fare there?
Oh man, that's just it's brutal. I don't know if we're giving LA too much credit. We've seen a lot of quarterbacks take a step back year 2 because teams kind of figure them out, and they do need an opportunity to. If they don't ever struggle, it's very rare, right?
Yes.
I mean, Baker struggled year 2. Kyler struggled more year 2. I think we're likely to see probably not leaps forward from Herbert this upcoming year. I think good play, not great play. So I think we could take that one. I'm not too concerned about it.
Yeah.
But Baltimore away, that's a tough matchup. That one I'm going to chalk down as an L. For some reason, we just can't seem to beat mobile quarterbacks. We struggle.
if Trey Lance is starting, if Jimmy G has another injury deal, that's 5 weeks of probably the worst matchup quarterback-wise the Vikings could draw up without Patrick Mahomes being added there.
Yeah.
You have Dak Prescott, Lamar, Justin Herbert, Rodgers, and then Trey Lance. I think if Trey Lance would come out in that game, he would absolutely show why he was the number 3 pick and absolutely stomp us out. It wouldn't even be close. There's something about those mobile guys. They just got Zimmer's number, man.
They do. We struggle heavily against them. So that 5-week stretch could be extremely brutal. I mean, we figured 5-1 going into the bye. So if we were able to pair that up and we go 2-3 in those next 5 weeks, that's 7-4. That's not bad going into, what would that be, week 13?
I think we could easily be looking at 6-5 as well, though. You know, that could slip away really quick there.
Who are you and what'd you do with Gage's rage?
I'm just trying to be realistic here.
You didn't see a loss on the schedule like 25 minutes ago.
It does look like we have a little bit of decency on that last third of the season, but that middle chunk could really slip the wrong way. I do think we come out of the bye and take it, but Baltimore, I think, is a loss. And going to LA, that's just a tough one to bank on back-to-back weeks. So depending on who the San Francisco quarterback is, I'll say that's a W with Garoppolo in. And Green Bay at home, usually we should take that one, but that middle third there, that's going to determine the season for sure.
I think we beat Dallas. I think we lose to Baltimore. I think we beat LA. I think we beat Green Bay. And then honestly, I don't know much about San Francisco. I think we split it with Green Bay this year, but Trey Lance could come out and be that guy that San Francisco's hoping he's going to be. And if we get that, that's a tough pull, man. They have a good team. They were bad last year because of bad quarterback play. Like their quarterback went down. They're playing with second and third stringers. They have good offensive weapons. Kittle, Ayuk, Deebo Samuel. They got good players there. Their running backs are no slouch either. So their defense maybe took a little bit of a step back, but they're still a good defense.
Yeah, nothing to slouch on. So we'll go to Doomsday Prepper. We'll say we lose 3 out of those 5 games, taking us to 7-4 going to Detroit.
So 8-4. We're going to beat Detroit. I think we're going to beat them twice.
That's fair. I totally agree. That's a sweep.
They don't have the roster to win right now. They're going to win some games. They might be a battle. It's divisional. You can't just count them out. But who's their number 1 wide receiver? Can you name him?
Couldn't tell you. And honestly, Goff is worst. He's a worse Kirk Cousins. You know, he's decent enough where you think you have a good guy.
He's got more swagger though.
To win you those in between games. So I agree with you. That's a sweep on Detroit. Coming home against Pittsburgh. Man, this long season really could get some of these older guys like Big Ben.
Yeah, Pitt's going to be a tough one. Fortunately, we pull a home game there.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go 9-4. And then I think we lose to Chicago in Chicago.
So then you've got us losing to Cleveland and Baltimore, but beating Pittsburgh and Cincinnati out of that division?
Yes.
Okay.
Cleveland or Seattle. So we could either go 3-1 or 2-2. But yeah, all right. I think I picked Cleveland early on. So right now I'm 9-5 going into LAR.
I think Pittsburgh at home is a win for Minnesota.
Yeah. That Rams team is tough.
Chicago. This is a classic loss for us. There's no way we could go into Chicago and beat them.
Yeah.
We just don't do it. There's something about that damn stadium that always gets us. And that's going to be a cold-ass game in December.
It's Soldiers versus Vikings, man. It's a tough battle. Always is.
We do get lucky and pull the LA Rams at home. I think that's going to be a win for us. Stafford has never really played us very well. I think we got his number.
You think so? They have a good roster and a really good defense too.
Their defense is solid. Donald is definitely no slouch.
Jalen Ramsey.
Stafford, that guy is just he's a stat put. He's a candy man. He gets his stats when it doesn't matter.
but we've seen Stafford play on the Lions for what, the past 11 seasons, 10, 11 seasons, and it's been the Lions. The Lions have been the Lions ever in our entire lives, dude. They've always found a way to lose at the worst time, and I don't necessarily blame that on Stafford.
Ah, come on.
And
At the end of the day, it always falls on your quarterback. That's the deal. Blame falls on the quarterback.
if they had Marvin Jones, yeah, we'd lose by 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, he'd throw up a 50-point fantasy football week.
Yeah, I
Come
don't
on.
know. I think we lose to the Rams.
I gave you the doomsday in the center there. Give me the dub here. At
All right.
home,
10-5.
10-5. Going to Green Bay. I think we both agree this is going to be a loss. We're going to split with the Packers. That's going to be a cold-ass game, too. What does that say? January 2nd?
Yeah, I believe so.
Ooh,
Oh, let me
it's going to be a cold one.
pull it up on my zoomed tab here. Yeah, January 2nd. And then we finish the game the 9th at home against Chicago. So I think that one's a win.
I agree. Finishing off with a bang, probably to go to the playoffs at 11-6. I think that matters a lot for us, where it may not matter so much for Chicago. Or winner gets into the playoffs, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago, I don't know. They have a good defense. They made it last year with a combination of Foles and Trubisky. Could they make it with Dalton and Fields? It's possible. Definitely. I'm not going to count them out. They could be fighting for something at the end of the year. Maybe it's not 4th seed or first place in the NFC North, but they could be playing for the 7th seed. Yeah, the last wild card team.
Do you think that Dalton is actually the day one starter there in Chicago?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Okay.
I think Dalton starts week 1, and I think Fields makes his way in. Let's just pull up the Bears quick. I'll tell you when I think Fields is going to come in.
Yeah, because Lawrence is going to be a for sure day one starter, and Wilson absolutely will be a day one starter. Lance is a question mark, and I think the same could be said for our boy, the Chicago Bears' own Fields.
Yeah. Let's see. The Rams is probably a loss. The Bengals could be a win. Cleveland's a loss.
Lions are a win.
Probably a win. Yeah. The Raiders, they probably lose. Those next 3-4 games are tough. You could see
right out of the bye, you got your new starter coming in.
Maybe. I think Baltimore is a tough team to play against too. And if they lose to those first 4 games there, or those 4 games before the bye, Raiders, Green Bay, Tampa Bay, that's 5, San Francisco, and Pittsburgh, they probably start Dalton one more week, and then they bring on Fields week 12 against the Lions to finish out the season.
Man, it'd be really cool to see Fields go up against Trey Lance in that San Fran game. But I don't think either team pulls the trigger and starts their rookies before then.
You could see Lance start because of injury or really poor play from Jimmy G.
Yep. Yeah,
now,
they're confident enough to pull the trigger pretty early. If it doesn't shake out very well in the first 3-4 games, you might see Lance pretty quick.
Yeah, so could you see both of them by week 8? That would be a really, really fun matchup to watch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
2 players with a lot to prove. Lance or Fields dropping as far as he did. People had him as the number 1, number 2 overall pick early on in mock drafts and drops to 11. Lance rises up. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun to watch. So I'm actually going to say week 8, they're both starting because I want it.
Woo! All right. We got Trey Lance going up against our boy. I forget his first name. Freaking Fields.
Justin
Fields. Wow. 2 weeks after draft. That shotgun may have gotten to me.
You shotgun a beer?
Yeah, I remember each trade. You didn't, but I sure did.
Oh, is that what it was? All right. We'll wrap this up quick. We don't have too much left. We'll just look at the Monday night schedule quick, see what we like, what we don't like, and go from there.
Right away, I see way too many Raiders on here. I think I only see 2 of them, but that's too many.
First thing I saw last week, week 17, Cleveland and Pittsburgh.
Dang.
That could be a battle. That's
yeah. That could be for a lot of marbles there in the AFC.
Vikings and the Bears, week 15. That's a good matchup too. That's got playoff implications for sure.
That's going to be us at home. That's our second. That's going to be in Chicago. That's our loser. Dang it.
Yeah. Which, I mean, why not pair our Monday night
2 losses
in Chicago as our loss and get all 3 of those out of the way so we don't have to deal with it twice?
I'm with it. I can definitely get down with that. Oh, one interesting matchup I see: New York going against Tampa Bay. You have Tom Brady's kryptonite, Saquon Barkley, Danny Dimes, a rejuvenated offense with our own Kyle Rudolph. Can they pull the magic again?
This just in. Eli Manning is coming out of retirement against Tampa Bay in week 11.
Ooh, the Giants are actually on here twice. They also have the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh,
Did you just see the Giants be the world beaters again?
That just
without a couple juggernauts?
That feels like a brutal matchup.
Yeah, those might be blowouts. Right away,
that's not deer hunting weekend. Deer hunting weekend Monday night is going to be that Chicago Pittsburgh game.
Okay.
But we see quite a few divisional matchups here. We have the Lions and Packers, Eagles and Cowboys, Raiders, Chargers. I'm scrolling down the line here. LA and the Niners, Patriots, Bills, LA and the Cardinals. I mean, we got a lot of good divisional matchups here. And at the end of the season, of the last 5 Monday night football games, 4 of them are going to be divisional matchups, which they're going to have implications. Big stage, Buffalo and New York is going to be a good matchup. The Rams and Cardinals could be a brutal game as well.
No, I like these a lot more. These are really good for how Monday night has been shaking out the last few years. How would you rank them? Sunday night's obviously number 1. Who's Thursday night or Monday night second?
Yeah, are you talking for me watching the games or for the schedules?
The schedules. Who got a better layout? Thursday night NFL Network or ESPN with their Monday night schedules?
I'm going to go Thursday night.
I agree.
Yeah.
Monday just doesn't have the pull it used to. It used to be the primetime game, and now it's just kind of lame.
Yeah. There's not that much in it for me. The NFL is doing a couple cool things. They changed like their, the scheduling, I suppose. We can remove that now. Who gets to host which games. So yeah. Amazon is coming in, and they're going to be a prime hoster for Thursday Night Football, like every year for the next 10 seasons or something. And
oh wow,
I think you're going to have options for different announcers at the game too. So you can choose between, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman, or Tony Romo and Jim Nantz. Like you can have your pick of the litter kind of deal.
Ooh.
Maybe not those guys.
Yeah.
But you're going to get options. And then I know a couple other networks are pulling in more games and stuff like that too. So we're going to see different stations hosting different games coming up here.
Fucking
well, not gonna lie, I missed the butthole this week.
We still got the butthole fixed, right?
Yeah, 2 of us got a fix. One of us was pooping himself, and then there was Scott.
Yeah, I know you can't see. I came in injured today too, so no excuses, Scott.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. We're going to call it a night. That's all I got.
Bye.
And just so you know, Masturbating 2 times a week increases your life expectancy by 20% and reduces the likelihood of prostate cancer. So,
Go jerk off.